Welcome to my channel. Today we will solve the numericals based on the law of conservation of energy or simply conservation of energy, which is the part C of second chapter work, energy and power of 10th ICSE physics. So let us start. So first we have formula. What we have studied in conservation of energy. What was the statement? Energy can neither be created nor be destroyed. It can be converted from one form to another form. And we were seen in previous video, in that one there we observed that kinetic energy was converted to potential and potential was converted to kinetic. That conservation we have studied, means total energy of any body always remains same. Okay, so we have some formulas and here those all the formulas are there. Kinetic energy, for kinetic energy we have, what is the formula for kinetic energy? It is half mv square. Potential energy is mgh, mass, m is mass, g is acceleration due to gravity, h is the height, and total energy is kinetic energy plus potential energy. Now one important note is there: when any body is dropped from height h, from rest, then its velocity, when it just touches the ground, then for the velocity we can apply the concept potential energy at height h will be kinetic energy when it just touches the ground, and we know the formulas. Potential energy at height h is mgh and kinetic energy is half mv square. Now m and m will get cancelled, you will get 2gh is equals to v square. So v will be root of 2gh, one of the formula, and another, if we wish to calculate the height, it will be v square by 2g. So these two formulas we have. By using these all the formulas, we will discuss numericals. We will solve numericals. Okay, so let's start with the first sum. A ball of mass 0.2 kg is thrown vertically upwards with an initial velocity. Calculate the maximum potential energy it gains as it goes top. So with which velocity we will throw, so it will have its initial kinetic energy, and when it reaches to the maximum height, then that kinetic energy will turns to potential energy. So we have to calculate maximum potential energy will be same as the maximum kinetic energy. So we will write what informations are given. So given mass m is equals to 0.2 kg, velocity v is equals to 20 meter per second. So we can write maximum potential energy, since maximum potential energy will be equals to initial kinetic energy. Initial kinetic energy according to law of conservation of energy. So maximum potential energy is to be calculated and initial kinetic energy will be half mv square, because initial velocity we have taken as v. So it will be half m is 0.2 into v is 20, that's square. So this will be 0.1. So 20 square will be 400 into 0.1. 0.1 into 400, that you will get as 40 joule. So maximum potential energy which we represent by U, so that becomes 40 joule. This is first sum. Now second sum. A stone of mass 500 gram is thrown vertically upwards with a velocity of 15 meter per second. Again, mass is given and velocity is given. So we will write given. So mass m is 500 gram thrown vertically upward with the velocity, initial velocity, which I can write as u or v. So I will write v is 15 meter per second. We can take it as u also, that does not matter. Again, it is same as the previous sum. A part, the potential energy at the greatest height. Potential energy at greatest height will be same as the initial kinetic energy. So we can write potential energy, since potential energy at greatest height will be equals to initial kinetic energy. So potential energy is represented by U. So U will be equals to half mv square. So it will be half m is 500 gram can be written as 0.5 kg, because all we have to take in MKS system. So 0.5 into v, velocity is 15, that's square. So you will get this will be 0.25 and 0.25 into 225. So 125, 25 is a 125, 12 and 50, 62 to 6, 25 to the 50. So 56. A decimal at 2 place. So it will be 56.25 joule. So this is A part. Now it's B part. What is the B part? We will read the question. B part is the kinetic energy on reaching the ground. So again we can say maximum, that potential energy at maximum height will turns to the maximum kinetic energy when it touches the ground. So directly we can say according to law of conservation of energy. So we can write the same answer. So we can write for B, kinetic energy on reaching the ground. So kinetic energy on reaching the ground will be same as the potential energy at maximum height, this term, and already that part greatest height or maximum height, it is same. So therefore kinetic energy will be, already we have calculated this one, so it will be 56.25 joule. No need to do the calculation for this part. Now third, the total energy at its half the point, no need to calculate it. We can write in C part, total energy at its halfway point, total energy at its halfway point, that will be equals to maximum kinetic energy at ground, when it touches the ground. So that again, so total energy at half point will be same way, it will be 56.25 joule. No need to do the calculation for this, because answer will be same in all the cases. Now third sum, a metal ball of mass 2 kg is allowed to fall freely from rest means u is 0, mass is given, from a height of 5 meter above the ground. So just we can draw the diagram for it. Any ball is there, metal ball, it is falling down, it is falling down, it is falling down, allowed to fall freely from rest from a height of 5 meter above the ground. Okay, so this is the ground, this is ground, this is ground, and height is 5 meter, it is given to us. Height h is 5 meter, height is 5 meter, and g is given. Okay, mass m is given 2 kg, g is given as 10 meter per second square, and height is given as 5 meter. Now what we have to calculate? A part, taking g is equals to 10 meter per second square, calculate A part. The potential energy possessed by the ball when it is initially at rest. When any body is at rest, so that's potential energy will be mgh. So we can write it is A, that's first part, potential energy at rest. So simply it is potential energy at rest, and at rest we know here u is 0, at rest we can write. So at rest u is 0, so potential energy at rest will be mgh. So potential energy becomes m is 2 kg into g is 10 and height is 5. 5 2s are 10, 10s are 100 joule. It is the potential energy about part A. Now its second part, the kinetic energy of the ball just before it hits the ground. When it just before hitting the ground, that's kinetic energy will be same as the potential energy at maximum height, which we have already calculated. So its second part we can write kinetic energy of the ball just before it hits the ground. It hits the ground, that will be equals to potential energy at maximum height, potential energy at rest at maximum height, which is given already as 5 meter. So this part already we have calculated, so this will be 100 joule, that we have calculated. Now it's B part. What is the B part? What happens to the mechanical energy after the ball hits the ground? Mechanical energy, and it comes to rest. What happens to the mechanical energy after the ball hits the ground and comes to rest? So mechanical energy converted to heat energy and sound energy, because if any ball is falling from certain height, as it will strike with the surface, some sound will produce, as well as due to collision heat will produce. So we can write what happens to the mechanical energy. So mechanical energy changes to sound energy and heat energy. We can write mechanical energy changes to sound energy and heat energy. This is the end of this sum. Now we will start the next question number 4. The diagram given below shows a ski jump a skier weighing 60 kgf stands at position A at the top of ski jump. He moves from A and takes off. He moves from A and takes off his jump at B. Takes off his jump at B. Calculate the change in gravitational potential energy of the skier between A and B, and if 75% of the energy in part A becomes kinetic energy at B, calculate the speed at which the skier arrives at B. So first of all, what informations are given, just we will write. So given mass m is equals to 60 kg, weight is given 60 kg but mass will be only 60 kg because unit of mass is kg. So mass is given. Height h1 is given as 75 meter. Height h2 is given as 15 meter at B. Now calculate the change in gravitational energy of the skier between A and B. So first part just we can solve over here. A part, change in potential energy. So change in potential energy, delta U will be delta U, delta PE I will write, not delta U, delta PE, change in potential energy will be mg h1 minus mg h2. So mg is common, you will get h1 minus h2. So we can write it as m is 60 kg into g is 10 into h1 is 75 minus 15. So it will be, therefore potential, change in potential energy, delta PE, therefore delta PE will be 60 into 60, 3600, 60 into 60 becomes this and one more 0, that much joule. So delta PE can also be written as 3.6 into 10 raised to 4 joule. A part, it was A part. Now we will discuss about part B. Part B, what is the part B? If 75% of the energy in part A becomes kinetic energy, 75% of energy in part A becomes kinetic energy at B, calculate the speed at which the skier arrives at B. So again, according to principle of conservation of energy, change in potential energy will be in the form of kinetic energy. So we can say in this, but one tag is about 75% of change in potential energy in part A means. So I will write according to given condition. According to given condition. ATGC stands for according to given condition. 75% of energy in part A means delta PE. It was energy in part A is equals to kinetic energy at part B. Kinetic energy at part B. Kinetic energy at B. So 75% means 75 by 100 into what is the change in potential energy? Already we have this term 3600. So 36000 is equals to kinetic energy is half mv square, half mv square. So it will be, these two zeros will get cancelled. You will get 75 into 360 is equals to half, and mass is given. Mass is 60 kg. Mass is 60 kg from here. Mass is 60 kg. That will substitute over here. Mass is 60 kg into V square, which is to be calculated. Now 60, this 0 get cancelled. 6 ones are 6, 6 are, and this 2 will move to this side. So we will get V square is equals to 75 into 6 into 2. I can write it, V will be a root of, I will split the term, 75 can be written as 3 into 25 into 6, I can write 3 into 2 and 2. So just make the pairs, 3 and 3 ka ek and 25. So easily 3 into root of 25 is 5 and root of 2 into 2 will be 2. So it will be 30 meter per second. So this is the final velocity at that point B, at point B. Okay. Now question number 5. A hydroelectric power station takes its water from a lake whose water level is at a height of 50 meter. Water level is at height of 50 meter. So height is given as 50 meter. Above the turbine, assuming an overall efficiency 40%, calculate the mass of water which must flow through the turbine each second to produce power output of this. Output power is given. Output power is given. So what informations are there? Just we will write. So in given part we can say height h is 50 meter, efficiency is 40%, and power output, time is 1 second, means it is about the per second, g is 10 meter per second square, and power output, I will write power output is equals to 1 megawatt. Mega means 10 raised to 6. So it is 10 raised to 6 watt. It is 10 raised to 6 watt. It is the power. So we know, first of all, we can write in terms of energy. It is given per second. It is given per second. So again, what is given? Height is as 50 meter, time is 1 second, g, power, everything is given. And what is to be calculated? And a hydroelectric power station takes its water from a lake whose water level is at the height of 50 meter above the turbine, assuming an overall efficiency of 40%. Calculate the mass of water which must flow through a turbine each second to produce the power output. Power output is given to us. So work output we can get. Work output, first of all we will find out work output, then we will see for the work input. So we can write, since power is work done upon time, so work done will be power into time, and it is given in each second, in each second. So about time we don't care. So work done, this will be work done. Work done, it is output. Work done output will be power output into time. So output power is 10 raised to 6 watt into 1 second. That will be 10 raised to 6 joule. It is work output. Work output we get. Work output is given. Now work output is there. Secondly, we can find out mgh. Okay, what is to be calculated? Assuming and this, calculate the mass of water. Yes, mass of water. What is work output? It is mgh. So we can say according to principle of conservation of energy, according to principle of conservation of energy, according to principle of conservation of energy, we can say how much it is utilizing. Overall efficiency is 40%. Efficiency is 40%. We will apply it. So efficiency is work output upon work input. First we will find out work input, then we can compare with the MGH, everything we get. So it is telling ki assuming an overall efficiency of 40%. So efficiency is represented by eta, it is 40%. Here we can write in given part also, efficiency eta is 40%, which is 40 by 100. So of course it will be 0.4. So 40 by 100 is equals to work output is 10 raised to 6 upon work input. Work input. So we can find out the work input from here. This 0 cancel. So you are getting 0.4 is equals to 10 raised to 6 upon work input. So work input it will be 10 raised to 6 by 0.4. And this work input is equals to MGH. This is MGH is equals to 10 raised to 6 by 0.4. So M is to be find out, G is 10 and height is, what is the height? Height is 50 meter. So that term we will use. So height is 50 meter. 50 meter is equals to 10 raised to 6 upon 0.4. So we can write it 5 m into 0.4 is equals to 0.4 and 5 becomes this, these two zeros cancel, 10 raised to 4. So 5 4s are 20. So 2m is equals to 10 raised to 4. So mass m will be, which I can write like this way, 2m is equals to 10 raised to 4, like 1 2 3 4. So m will be 5000 kg of water. This is the final answer. Now next sum, which is the question number 6. The bob of a simple pendulum is imparted a velocity of 5 meter per second when it is at its mean position. At mean, velocity is maximum. Mean position. To what maximum vertical height will it rise on reaching at its extreme position if 60% of its energy is lost in overcoming the friction of air? Okay, so 60% is lost. So how much it is reaching? Utilizing 40%. Keep that in mind, 40%. So efficiency will be 40%. So what informations are given? Given velocity v is equals to 5 meter per second at mean. At mean, why we are telling? Because it will be maximum. Velocity is maximum at mean in simple pendulum. Okay, and okay, so I will write what informations are given on behalf of that. G is 10 meter per second square and energy, 60% of energy is lost in overcoming the friction, means 40% is utilized. 40% is utilized. Means what? Means what? It means maximum kinetic energy at mean, that's 40% of kinetic energy will be same as the potential energy at extreme. So we will write according to given condition, according to given condition. What condition is given? 40% of kinetic energy at mean will be same as the potential energy at extreme, because 60% get lost. So we can write it as 40% means 40 by 100. Kinetic energy is half mv square is equals to potential energy at extreme is mgh. Now m get cancelled. You will get it as 0.4 into half v square is equals to gh. G into h. What is to be calculated as height? V is given as 5 meter. So 0.4 into half into V is 5 meter per second. So 5 square is equals to G is 10 into height is to be calculated. So anyway, this will be 0.2. So 0.2 into 5 5s are 25 is equals to 10h. 25 2s are 50, so it will be 5 is equals to 10h. So therefore h will be 5 by 10. So this will be 0.5. So h becomes 0.5 meter. So this is the final answer. Okay. So this is the end of this sum as well as end of this chapter. I have completed whole chapter with theory and numericals. Again, there is request to all of you, everyone, please like, share and subscribe my channel, and you can comment also for our improvement as well as to encourage me. Please like my channel. Thanks. Thank you everyone.